help me choose, because I'm packing for Paris and I'm just a little bit stumped on a couple of pieces. I'm like, should I take them? Should I not? Hello, 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 and the warmest of welcomes to today's video. For those of you who haven't seen my face before, hi, I'm Nick, fab to have you here. Those who have seen my face before, thank you so much for joining me again. I hope you enjoy my videos. I put out videos roughly 2 to 3 times a week on a range of different topics, anywhere from fashion, slightly more personal topics. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please do head down, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. I love chatting with you all. I'm all about living life loud, and what that means to me is being your authentic self, being proud to be you, and just celebrating who you are. Celebrate yourself, and of course, celebrating others. Oh my goodness, I have to say, it is really stuffy today. And I know that I'm sat here wearing a jumper, but I've just been out, because I've actually just gone and bought myself a new suitcase for Paris, which I'm excited, because I had to get rid of my larger suitcase because it was broken just after my trip to the UAE last year. And that meant I only had a cabin size and I needed something that was a little bit more in between. So I have gone out and bought one. I'll insert a photo. It's bright yellow and it says smile on it, because do you know what? That's what people need to do a little bit more of. And there are some real grumpy buggers out there in the world who could be reminded to smile a little bit more. And you know what? Sometimes I'm that person too, that needs to turn their frown upside down. So, but maybe if I'm having one of those days and I happen to have my suitcase with me, it will remind me, Nick, smile. You're all good. Anyway, let's talk about Paris. Actually, also, how cute is this t-shirt? So I was clearly on a little bit of a theme today, because how cute is this t-shirt? It has smiley faces on it. Is that not so adorable? This is from TK Maxx. And this was $14.99, and it's so cute. It's actually a really thick material, so how much I'd wear this in the summer, I don't know. But isn't it adorable? This under a jacket, this under a blazer. That is so my vibe. Loving that. Right, let's talk about Paris, because I am now in the process of where I need to start packing, and I've started pulling some stuff together. I've started pulling some outfits, etc. together. And now I need to think about the accessories, and some accessories are easier than others for me. So shoes, I think I'm good, because I'm going to take my Alexander McQueen trainers. Heels, I have these back, so I might take these with me, my Louboutin risers. So they've been fixed, the heel has been fixed. How much I trust them, I don't know. But one pair I 100% know I'm going to take with me are my tried and tested, Old Faithful, these ASOS pumps. So whilst they are so much higher than the risers, I trust these and I wear these a lot. So I think these could be really good, particularly for one of the dinner outfits that I've got. So I'm excited about these. So these are very tried and tested. And then I might take a pair maybe of like a backless loafer or something along those lines. Just because I like a backless loafer, and I think they are quite summer appropriate whilst also looking quite chic. So we're gonna go there, I think. Also, I don't want to go too far in terms of overpacking. So with that in mind, I've got a few options for bags, some that are non-negotiables, some that I'm a little bit more open to, you know, discussing whether or not I think they're going to work. This is one actually as well. Okay, so let's start with the actual travel side of things. So I've got the suitcase. So option A for travel is my trusty Longchamp Rousseau long shoulder tote. This is a fabulous bag. It's very chic. I love it. It's bright, it's fun, it's different, it's so comfortable and it's so practical. Plus the yellow on the inside of this will kind of match the suitcase, which is cute. So this is option A. Option B is the travel bag I used for the UAE in December of last year. And this is my MCM Cubic Camouflage Iron Shopper. Great bag. Love this. Love the colour. Bright, vibrant, fun. A good expression of my personality. Good piece. I like this very much. It's a little bit smaller and slightly less practical in terms of capacity than the Longchamp, but where it has it pipped is that it's got the zip, plus it's a bit more weatherproof. So this has some benefits to it, and plus you have the option of throw it over the crook of your arm or long shoulder. So This is option 2. Option 3 is the bag that I was actually using today. And this is the Longchamp Les Pliages Cœur. So this is in leather. And this is a medium-sized top handle, Les Pliages medium, but it's got the sort of nice thick shoulder strap, plus the top handles, folds flat. The reason that I'm thinking about this one is, although it's smaller again than the MCM, I actually think I might use this whilst I was out and about, whereas I could only see myself using the other two whilst I was traveling. So this could potentially be one that gets used whilst I'm out and about, and it's a beautiful colour, and I don't use this very often, but it's beautiful. So there's that one. Then this is the least practical of them all. The Celine Phantom. Oh, I love this. I love this. I think it's so beautiful. Such a gorgeous, gorgeous bag. Plus with the sort of resurgence of the Phantom, you know, but I do use this so much, and it is absolutely the least practical. Am I going to use this when we're there? I would want to, but I don't think I would feel the most comfortable using this whilst we were there. It's a very open bag. Yeah, I love it. And it's so chic, but it's the least practical of the lot. So, but it's beautiful, beautiful. My heart would want to use this, but my head is with one of the others. So this is a bit of a dilemma. So if you wouldn't mind helping, I would appreciate that. So that's those. A non-negotiable, let's do a couple of non-negotiables. First that I would say are on that list, or is on that list, would be my black velvet Gucci Marmont. I want to use this as my day-to-day crossbody whilst we're out sightseeing, doing whatever. This is so easy. I think it's a fabulous bag. I've been absolutely loving it. Super comfy, super easy, great crossbody. It's secure. It's got decent space for all of the essentials. Love it. Love it. I would feel very, very good with this bag, and I would feel secure with this bag. So this is an absolute non-negotiable. The Gucci Dionysus, another non-negotiable. Now I'm looking at using this in the evenings. I've said this before. I think the Marmont is more of a day bag. I think the Dionysus is a great evening bag. So I think this is going to work perfectly with one of my outfits, a couple of my outfits actually. And I love it. I think it's a beautiful bag. Great capacity. Mine's in this beautiful kind of mushroom color, with the silver hardware, super chic, super sophisticated. This bag just feels, and I think looks, expensive. And that's because it is, and that's because it is. But I got mine for an absolute bargain, like a steal, almost, courtesy of Connor from the channel, The Closet by Connor, who has his consignment business, Conrad's Closet. So this came from Australia, and I love it. So this is a non-negotiable, which I think maybe knocks the Les Pliages out, because in theory I should use this instead of the Les Pliages, would be my Mulberry Alexa. And this would be used as another kind of crossbody. It's a little bit more practical than the Gucci. Plus, if I'm wanting to wear pink, this will go well. It's got the crossbody strap. But what I've also bought for this bag, I bought it a long time ago, is a little sort of shoulder strap here, which means that you can just easily throw it on your shoulder. So if I wanted to not wear it crossbody and I just wanted to throw it on my shoulder like that, then I could. Or of course I could carry it top handle as well. So this, I think needs to have its moment. So maybe the Longchamp needs to stay home, which means that it's out of the Longchamp tote, the MCM, and the Celine for a travel bag. But you let me know what you think. Or would you say that I should take the leather Longchamp over the Mulberry? But I think the Mulberry needs to have its moment, because it's really, really pretty. It's a good bag. Okay, that's a non... So I put that in the non-negotiables because I was very set on that. But then I've thrown myself with that pink Longchamp. You let me know. What do you think? Okay, you tell me. Then one that I'm like, do I, don't I? Probably falls into a similar category as the Mulberry and the Longchamp, but actually it's less practical in theory for a city break. And this is the Gucci Supreme Padlock Tote. I love this. I think it's so beautiful, and I just think this is a sexy little bag. Really, really is. It's gorgeous. The only challenge with it is, or a couple of challenges, it's a shoulder bag more than anything. I'd probably end up carrying it by the handles down by my side, and it is quite open. So whilst I can really pull a look together with this bag and it looks really, really good, I don't know that the practicality stands up, or I don't know that it's right for a city break potentially, but I have used this in London and, you know, maybe this one should stay home. I'm already taking 2 Gucci bags. Maybe I need to give another one that doesn't get as much use here at home a little bit more use, because I do use this bag. So I actually used it this week. So give this one, you tell me. But I think this one should stay home, thinking about it. But you tell me. Okay, and the last category is the clutches, okay? I only want to take 1 clutch. I only want to take 1. My options are the Mulberry Softie, which is in this beautiful, they call it acrylic green. I think it's more of a blue. It's very, very pretty. It also comes with a bit of a shoulder strap, so you can throw it on your shoulder if you wanted to. It's very, very nice. It's a beautiful bag. It's not the most practical, but it is super duper chic. I get asked a lot if this is Bottega, and it's not, it's Mulberry, but I actually think it stands really well on its own as Mulberry. I think it's super chic, and I say very proudly, no, it's Mulberry. So we have that as option A from a clutch perspective. That's probably my least favourite of the options, but guess what? I'd be happy with any of them. They're all beautiful. Then we have my tried and tested Kenzo, which is great because for a clutch, it's got so much capacity, so much so that I can actually take a spare pair of shoes. So I am thinking potentially for the outfit that I will be wearing these with, I can take a spare pair of shoes in here, just in case I decide that I'm done with these. However, I have worn these before from 6 p.m. till 4 o'clock in the morning. So I can do it. I like to just have the option. So this is good because it gives me, whilst it's not my favorite bag aesthetically, it's a good looking bag. It's different. You don't see a lot of people carrying Kenzo. So it's good from that perspective. The cat motif, we all know I'm a fan of. However, it's got some practicality to it. So I'm kind of there with that one. And it's so flat. Maybe I take this as well. Maybe I do just take this in addition. Maybe. I'm sure there'll be space. Maybe. And then the last, but by no means least, and this is just such a favourite of mine, the pink Prada Saffiano. Oh my God, it's got a mark on it. Okay, the mark's gone. The pink Prada Saffiano clutch. I love this with the jewel pockets and it's beautiful. When did I last use this? Oh, I used this at the wedding quite recently and I loved it. It's beautiful. This is actually a very practical clutch as well, as clutches go. This has more space in it than the Mulberry, for example, but it certainly can't fit a spare pair of shoes in it. So very pretty, very chic. Does this lend itself to my outfits? Not as well, actually, I would say. Although I prefer this bag aesthetically, I actually think the Mulberry out of the two probably lends itself to the looks a little bit better. However, this is easier to pack because it's so much flatter. Or do I just not pack either of them and I just stick with the Kenzo? Do I do that? Do I do that? A bag I love, but didn't get a look in on this occasion just because I don't think it's practical enough to take with me, like travel with, etc., was the Prada Saffiano. Give me 2 secs, please. Sorry about that. Where was I? Oh, I don't know. Where was I? Oh, I was saying that Prada, not quite practical enough. And the Bayswaters are too bulky to pack. Plus, they aren't the best to travel with. I've tried that before. When I went to France in 2022, I travelled with my Mock Croc and it looked good, but it wasn't the best travel bag. The Gucci bag that I've been using for work quite a lot, again, not brilliant. It's very open, so I wouldn't enjoy traveling with that very much. Yeah, the Louboutin tote. In theory, Paris is where it would come into its own, but it's so open that would be a concern for me. Plus, it's just not a very good bag. What else have we got? Kurt Geiger flaps. No. Aspinall totes. No. Longchamp Les Pliages. Good bags. But I'm looking at taking the leather one, which is best because it has the strap. I could travel maybe with the green original collection that I got recently, but then I've got that Rousseau, which actually is a little bit more practical. But then that green one has a zip. Let's just look at those and have a think. And taking them all is not an option, FYI. I actually do have to, where I've said one of, I can only take one of. I ideally don't want to be taking more than 4 or 5 bags. So you let me know. Thank you so much as always for watching. And I can't wait to share more Paris content with you. Thank you, and I will see you soon. Take care. Mwah.